Gas might not make EU's subsequent Russian sanctions bundle. Czech chief says Prague. The European Union is getting ready a seventh package deal of sanctions towards Moscow. However, it is already clear that it will no longer reduce imports of Russian fuel as too many member states cannot regulate quickly enough, Czech Prime Minister Petr Fiala instructed. Fiala mentioned the sanctions now being finalized by means of the EU's government to ramp up strain over Russia's invasion of Ukraine have been expected to ban gold imports, widen a listing of dual-use items banned for export to Russia and goal more people. The European Commission need to be ready to offer the bundle within the coming days and member states ought to approve it right now after, Fiala mentioned in an interview. A seventh bundle is being organized, and I think it is a superb route, Fiala stated, speaking from his office in Prague. What is really difficult is to include strength into the sanctions, because a rule must be determined that the sanctions need to have a greater impact on Russia than at the countries implementing the sanctions. Fiala said there has been no risk that gasoline could be included. I think that it should not be there, because a number of international locations depend upon Russian fuel, he said. The Czech Republic, which took over the EU's rotating six-month presidency on July 1, is one of those international locations, depending on Russia for almost all of its fuel wishes. Overall, the EU relied on Russia for 40% of its gasoline before Moscow invaded Ukraine. Fiala said the Czechs had been doing the whole thing they could to reduce their dependence on Russian energy, however it won't take place this winter. The first 6 rounds of sanctions included asset freezes and visa bans on Russian oligarchs and officers, export controls, freezing principal financial institution belongings, reducing banks out of the SWIFT messaging gadget and banning imports of Russian coal and oil. But gasoline imports have not been touched even amid calls from Ukraine for such an embargo. The modern sanctions are being organized amid mounting fears in Europe that Russia ought to make bigger scheduled maintenance of the important thing Nord Stream 1 gas pipeline that started out on July 11 and is due to closing 10 days. That would throttle European components in addition and disrupt plans through international locations to fill storage for winter, tipping them into an strength crisis. Fiala stated Europe need to be equipped for the possibility that flows from Nord Stream 1 will not restart, looking for alternative sources of gas elements, like LNG, and be ready to percentage substances among member states. Another idea he supports would be to start joint gas purchases in Europe, however recommended it remained hard each technically and administratively. I don't need to be too optimistic, he said, whilst requested if joint purchases may want to begin as early as this year, including that EU strength ministers would speak the idea at an first-rate meeting on July 26.